Hi guys, Luke here and welcome to another FIFA 20 player review, and today guys I'm reviewing the 84 rated UEFA Champions League road to the final David Neres of Ajax. I was able to pack this guy as well from the Joe Gomez SBC, which is pretty awesome. I believe in the rare mega pack for completing one of his segments, which was pretty awesome. And he does go for around 60,000 coins on the Xbox market, and in the 4 games that I played with this Neres card, he scored me 8 goals and was also able to pick me up 1 assist, and he also does have a 3-star weak foot as well as 5-star skill moves. Moving along and using him stats, his main standout stats are going to be his 93 agility, his 86 vision, as well as his 90 dribbling, and finally his 87 ball control. And it did also have the marksman chemistry star applied to this Neres card. Now, pretty interesting, this card. I mean, first of all, he looks pretty awesome. It's a nice little increase as well, obviously, on his base card, which I believe is like an 81 rated or something like that. And also, if the UEFA Champions League cards have the same upgrade system as Informs, if Ajax are to qualify from their group, which they've got a fairly good chance of being able to do so, he would, if it's the same as the Inform upgrade system, he'll go to an 86 rated. Even if he goes to an 85 rated, it would still be another awesome increase in some of his stats. And even already on paper, his pace, his dribbling looks fantastic. His passing and shooting in some areas don't look too bad either, and especially with the right chem style, like the marksman chem style, it takes stats like his finishing and shot power up really, really high. And in-game, he played absolutely fantastic for me. And the other thing that you do have to obviously think about is that the Eredivisie, whilst it's still not one of the big boy leagues, it is certainly continuing to get better over the past few seasons. You know, with teams like Ajax, AZ Alkmaar, PSV continuing to get better and going further in European competitions, it is starting to become a better league, and also FIFA in terms of like goal cards that you can fit them into teams with, or you could even fit them into teams with Brazilian players or icons like I was able to do. And currently they're sitting second in their group on 7 points. Chelsea and Valencia are also on 7 points. The chances are they will go through at least to the Europa League, because Lille have only got 1 point. But obviously if Ajax is to finish third, he won't turn into a Europa League card. That's just the end of this Neres card. In my opinion, Ajax and Chelsea are the 2 best teams in their group, and I think that Ajax will go through, but I think they'll go through in second place, which is obviously give Neres an increase, but it would mean they'd have to face someone who finished first in their group, so potentially maybe someone like a Liverpool and Manchester City or something like that. So, but I have to say, in terms of how he plays in FIFA, I thought he was absolutely fantastic. For me, his first pro is going to be his pace. He's lightning quick, 89 acceleration and 88 sprint speed. He can sprint past most players in the game, not a problem with that whatsoever. He's also got 81 stamina as well, which is really good. It just allowed him to kind of get into really good areas, and obviously playing him in the left forward role, he's kind of playing not quite as well, sort of like in like between a striker and a left winger, between like the middle of those 2 positions, so kind of on the wing but also kind of central at the same time. And his pace just for making runs and stuff like that was just absolutely phenomenal. His positioning goes up to 87 as well, which helped him to kind of make those runs, and then he's got that really good pace as well, just to outpace most players, which he could certainly do, no question about that whatsoever. And you'll see that a lot of the goals that do come from this Neres card, it's because he's already made insane runs down the wing. That's how a lot of my goals I was able to score with Neres, and his pace was a big plus point that allowed me to kind of get those 8 goals essentially in the 4 games. If you lacked in pace, he'd be a no-go to buy, absolutely, but because he's got that good pace, it just made him so much better. His second pro as well will also be his finishing. His finishing stats don't look too bad on paper. When that marksman chem style, his positioning, as I mentioned before, goes to 87. His shot power and long shots go into the 80s. His finishing goes up to 90, and I have to say, overall, I was very impressed with his finishing in-game. It was really good. He can score on his left and right foot. He even scored a header with me as well. Although his preferred foot is the left foot, and he's only got a 3-star weak foot, he still scored quite a few awesome goals on his right foot. I have to say, it felt like he had a 4-star weak foot, or maybe even a 5-star in my opinion. Certainly it felt like he had a 4-star weak foot, and yeah, it was just amazing. 8 goals in 4 games. I was not expecting that return whatsoever. I thought he'd get a decent return. I thought, yeah, he would get some goals, but I wasn't expecting to get an average of 2 goals per game. That is just an insane record, and his finishing, absolutely was just amazing in game. His final pro as well will also be his dribbling. Fantastic all-round dribbling stats. 93 agility, 90 dribbling. The marksman chem style takes agility up to 97. His ball control goes into the 90s. His dribbling goes into the mid-90s with 94. It is really good in game, and obviously the 5-star skill moves as well. I was doing a lot of skilling, and I have to say it was really easy to be able to do skill moves with him. It just opened up defenses so much. It honestly was fantastic. It was a game changer once again to this card. He really impressed me. He only got me 1 assist in the 4 games. I didn't think his passing was amazing. I didn't think it was awful at the same time. To be fair, his passing stats look absolutely fantastic. I mean, 86 vision and 83 short passing. That's all you really need. The other passing stats are pretty much, maybe crossing would be nice to be a little bit higher, but most of his other passing stats are kind of irrelevant. You know, you only really need awesome vision and awesome short passing, which he does have. I didn't think that his passing felt quite as good as what it says for like his short passing and vision. He still did pick me up 1 assist, but it was mostly just goals that he was scoring, which is fine by me at the end of the day. Overall, 9 goal contributions in 4 games. Very, very good return. For around 60,000 coins on the Xbox market, you know, it's not too bad. It's a card that if he continues to get more, like, especially just, you know, if Ajax qualify, this card will be insane for the most of the year. You know, his increase will take his shooting and passing definitely overall up into the 80s, no question about that. And if Ajax can progress to the quarterfinals or to the semi-finals, which they could do because they still got a good team, this would be a fantastic investment, absolutely. But anyway, guys, that is going to finish the play. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.